You said that you love winning. What drives you more, the love of winning or the hate of losing?
Maybe equally, maybe both. I don't like losing, and I do like winning.
Say his name and he appears.
This is a friendship that'll never ever end.
Greetings and welcome to Winning Tonight. How's everybody doing this evening? Special Friday edition in the house. So happy each and every one of you are here for it. Continuation of last night. But first, let me thank all those awesome Winner Circle members that support the channel on a monthly basis. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and doing all you do, being awesome winners. And thank you to Shelly and Wolfram, who also supports over on Rumble and as well. And tonight we are broadcasting, as always, on Rumble, X, and YouTube. And here we are, and away we go, winning tonight. No, people aren't used to seeing me here on Friday, so it usually takes a little bit more time to get warmed up and going here. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it done because tonight we're going to talk about something very important. Something we're going to be covering here for at least in the next couple of weeks, and should and if it plays out the way it's looking, if it's not foiled or called off, or some grace happens between now and then, looks like it's going to be a noteworthy story of some proportion, some type of way. But let's say hello to this awesome crowd out here. Whoop Rum, how's it going, my friend? How you doing? Thank you for dropping these links. And remember, whenever you're here, everybody, to please listen to the Whoop. He knows what he's talking about. Really listen to him, all right? And he wipes his paws, he lopes in, and he howls. And that's how you know the alpha mod is in the house. All right. Let's see. Cool Gamer. What's up, Cool Gamer? How you doing, dude? How's it going? Happy that you're here. And we got Heidi. How you doing, Heidi? Thank you so much for that. How you doing, Heidi? And there's Roscoe Treat. What's up, Roscoe Treat? How you doing? Shelly talking trash, truth, handing out the big old hugs. As people come through the door, she's our hostess with the mostest, and there she is. And should anything go awry tonight, she will jump in and help out. Because if you didn't know, we got snow in the south. We got snow in the south, and we don't know what to do when it snows, by the way. Well, I do, because I'm not really from here, but the people around me don't. But anyways, yes, the power could go out as it gets colder and the ice forms and causes heavy weights and whatnot on the trees. Unlucky power line could find its way between the tree and the ground, and then we got to deal with that. So if I suddenly disappear, Shelly will finish the broadcast in full and do everything perfectly. So don't you worry about that. All right. Another big news day. This is all crazy. Yep. Just stopping in the Ohio State football. What do you think we're doing here? We're just going to be talking about, I'm going to talk about Ohio State football the whole night. All right, go have fun. Enjoy your game, T-Rex. Thanks for stopping in. And make sure you rewatch later, because I'm going to be talking all kinds of shit about you. All right. Okay. So yeah, big news day in a sense that Trump didn't, nothing happened. That part I was like, we kind of knew it was going to be like that. I watched Robert Gouvea's stream today, and that was good. That was fine. We just did that. We watched that. Canada, Greenland, and the Panama Canal, Gulf of America, and unfortunately, this isn't all big news. I got a little bit of that. I haven't heard. I know the Mexican cartel puppet freaked out over us changing the name to the Gulf of America. And my response to her is do something about it. I didn't hear much. Oh wait, I did watch Pierre Polier news conference. I did watch that. I'd watched that last night. That was good. I'm gonna watch that later if you guys want. Trump had a governor's meeting news conference. I got that. If we can watch that later. And Greenland, we covered Greenland last night. I don't know if there's anything new about that. If there is, let me know, and I'm happy to talk about it. But what I want to get to first tonight is the main big story, the thing that we need to kind of keep our eyes on. Toy, how you doing? Good morning. Good to see you. Enjoy your evening and weekend. You too. You sticking around for the show? What you doing? So we got some important stuff to talk about. And we're gonna do is continue our where we left off last night, really. And kind of we just got barely started. And looking at what's going to happen. And as the thumbnail states, this is all about the establishment useful idiots being ramped up, being spun up, being used as cannon fodder, if you will, to come out and cause a bunch of ruckus, right? Cause a bunch of ruckus and try to mess things up. You know, they're going to demand that Trump not take office and all this other bullshit. And they're going to chant and they're going to get together and they do their little songs and little chants. They're going to wave the little signs. You know, they're going to go out there and be good little puppets and dance, right? Be good little puppets and dance. But, you know, there are going to be some people that are being violent out there and doing dumb shit. And I hope they get arrested or, you know, taught a good lesson, if you will. What's up, Zach? How you doing, dude? That's one ugly woman, but her hair is stellar. Who? Melania? Melania's hot, dude. What are you talking about? Look at that. That's a hot woman right there. That's a hot woman. Thank you for the $2 super chat there, Zach Attack and a Big Mac. All right. Well, look at me. I'm way over here. I know what he meant. You. To keep me out of your fantasies, sir. I know you like to kiss fish. I've seen pictures. All right. Let me see. I ain't in that aquatic stuff. You hear me? I ain't in that aquatic stuff. All right. So yeah, we started taking a look at, you know, of course, we learned about the Socialist Rifle Association, which is like the gay NRA, and and how their their side is like arming up because they have been mind controlled into believing that we have a care in the world about what the hell they're doing and that we're gonna come after them because the only thing holding us back was Joe Biden, right? The only thing holding us back was Joe Biden because he's so formidable, right? And now that Trump's in, it's gonna be like, yeah, go ahead. And in their minds, they believe that, you know, that this will automatically turn every cop and every law off, you know, and that we'll be able to it'll be like the purge. And actually, that might be a good idea. But that is not reality. That's not reality. That is the delusional mind of someone under information-based mind control from the establishment. That is the delusional mind of a first veil victim, right? So, Valhalla awaits. What's up, my brother? How you doing? Good to see you. Is this what you thought I'd look like? Tell me the truth. Is this what you thought? Yeah, I did the big reveal on New Year's Eve. Didn't you get the memo? Can we make sure that Valhalla gets the memo, please? We'll make sure that you get that memo. How you doing, Valhalla? Good to see you, man. I'm happy that you're here. I'm glad you stopped by. I'm glad you stopped by to say hello. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Latine, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Good to see you, man. What is going on? Of course, Valhalla has a wrench. They got a wrench a long time ago. Me and Valhalla and I did an amazing interview. I don't know if it was a year ago or what. If you haven't seen the interview, Zach, with Valhalla and myself here, it was a winning Saturday night episode. You should go watch it. I got the exclusive on a lot of his backstory that most people never got. You know, it was like that. It was like that. I don't care what people look like as long as I don't get the sense I have to fear for my safety. There you go. See, it's easy like that. Yeah, but they're arming up. Hey, Latin and Callie, are you near those fires, man? I hope you're taking care of yourself. We covered the fires last night. We went into some detail. I got some little follow-ups on that are kind of cool. In case you guys didn't know, breaking news off the top. So far I got two famous people, or two known people, right? Has had their houses burnt down. One of them, and you can't pardon this, is none other than Hunter Biden. Yeah, Hunter Biden apparently, supposedly, had his house burnt down, and so did James Wood. James Wood, aren't they both establishment show? I know one definitely is, but is James Wood a good guy or bad guy? I can't keep track of these Hollywood people. I don't know. I don't know. Well, thank you, Zach. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's what I got. And a real estate tycoon rips into Democrats turning wildfires into climate agenda as usual. You know, the left always goes that way when there's some kind of weather or natural disaster. It's the climate's fault. You know, it's not their governorship. It's not their ideology. It's not the people they elect and they turn off their brains to, right? It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the climate because they need someone to blame. God damn it. All right. So I'm so glad that we have some people here in that part of the military, because as you know, we've become subject to Code Zebra alert. So we've been preparing for that. We have been covering the inner workings, the wild ride that is Dr. Stephen Greer. And so I know, Valhalla, you remember what a Code Zebra alert is, right? Wolfram says that you guys learn that like on the third day of training. But yeah, so we are prepared here. And so make sure when you come by that you have a handy dandy, some kind of zebra stripes that go into your avatar should a zebra alert break out. And because if you don't, by the time we get to about 20 to 30 seconds into the zebra alert, you could get shot. And that's just the way this work. And that's for national security. It's for your own safety that you may be shot. But that's because, you know, it's usually when something flies by at multiple times the speed of light, and we don't know what it is, and that happens because, you know, that's the right thing to do is you sound a zebra alert off and then you kill all the people who don't have a zebra badge or a zebra avatar. And then you call your enemy and you ask them what's going on. That's the way it goes. In fact, if I can find it, I meant to pull this up earlier because we are going to be covering Countdown to Disclosure next Wednesday night as Stephen Greer, Honorable Stephen Greer, who's never wrong about anything, has never made up anything in his life, who's not grifting everybody about aliens or disclosure, never done it, just bad luck, bad timing. He came out and on the Dana Carvey, David Spade podcast, which I covered that on parts 3 and 4 of Dronepocalypse 2024, the recent series I did on Unveiling Reality. And we went through that line by line. He explained to us what a zebra alert is. And one way you can prepare for a zebra alert is by sending a super chat. And then if you do, and you're lucky, you will get Talking Trash and Truth is ready for a zebra alert. You just have to have zebra stripes on because that way it's for easy targeting, right? Because you have to take out anybody who doesn't belong there. Let me find it because I don't do it justice when I explain it. And there it is. Look at that. It's already on. It's already stop moving. Stop moving. All right. All right. Okay. So why is oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Um, if you guys need any yoga tips, I know some good shorts that you can watch. All right, so okay, so here we go. What triggered the code zebra alert? This is Stephen Greer breaking it down for us right here. So let's make sure we look at. Oh, well, that's not it, is it? That is the beautiful Flo in Paradise. She does yoga and she teaches yoga classes. So there you go.
Panic. They went to a full code zebra alert, which means if you don't have a zebra badge on your lapel, the Marines with M16s kill everyone in there who shouldn't be in there. And they didn't know what this thing was. And so he got on the hotline to Moscow. It wasn't ours. Admiral panicked. They went to a full code zebra alert.
The Admiral panicked and they went to a full code zebra alert. So you got to be careful when you're calling out these zebra alerts, right? Because, you know, what happens is this.
Which means if you don't have a zebra badge on your lapel, the Marines with M16s kill everyone in there.
Yeah, because that's a good idea, right? You guys know, you guys have been through this. They train you for this stuff, right? They train you for the zebra alert, right? Yeah, I imagine you have to learn that really fast because, yeah, you know, and they, yeah, it's a full code zebra alert, right? And we've been getting ready. We've been doing drills because we're going to be covering again. We're going to count down to disclosure, according to Dr. Stephen Greer, who never makes anything up. He's never made up a thing on his life. This is all real shit, right? Evidently, this rogue group, corporate military, black budget, black ops, who has alien technology that's 1,000 years more advanced than any military on Earth, but they only use it to troll us once a year for these drone sightings, right? And it's because you know, they're going to come out because there's another group of SEALs, Green Berets, and Rangers. Oh, Delta Force, yeah, Delta Force too. They've all gotten together and they want to take these guys down. They're going to take down these guys who have spacecraft that can travel multiple times the speed of light. You see, and in some cases, can actually become transdimensional. It's an amazing thing. But this is all made by humans who have shot down UFOs, and they shoot down like 2 a year. Like I covered this entire interview right here. It's one right here. See it? I covered this entire one. It was an hour. I turned it into 4 because I had to stop and go over every sentence that was being said and keep track of this amazing story by Dr. Stephen Greer, inventor, commander, the brave leader of the Disclosure Project that so many people buy into. So he says that these people are going to come out and fully disclose all this stuff to us on the 15th, before inauguration day, and in order, you know, and the story just goes on and on and on. So we're gonna readdress this again next Wednesday on Unveiling Reality for the big disclosure night, and we will again be looking into the story that he's talking about. This time I'll do it with my face instead of my avatar, right? And we might fall into one of those things where a zebra alert could happen. So we've been practicing running drills. So real quick, let's do a quick drill. You guys know what to do. All right. When the zebra alert goes off, you have to get your zebra stripes on, because we don't want Wolfram to have to go wolf on you, right? You know, because he's the alpha mod. He's got a good job. He's real nice, but what you don't know about Wolfram is he's a killing machine. All right. So you have to, you need to do this. This is for your own safety. So please, if you need a zebra badge, go to the Discord. I've put a zebra badge up there, but let's go ahead and do our drill. Everybody ready? Zebra alert.
Zebra alert. Zebra alert. Zebra alert.
All right, this badge is on. This badge is on.
Zebra alert. Zebra alert. Kill everyone in there. Zebra.
Oh, yeah. See, if we get to that point, we're in trouble. If we get to the point where he starts saying kill everybody in there, we are in trouble, y'all. But we're at full zebra alert. This is just a drill. It's a drill. Let's see how we did. We got some zebras going on. Full zebra. Wolfram, you know, you have to go to the artillery and get your machine gun ready. That's what your job is, right? Because we have to follow orders. This is the way it works. You see, what makes sense when you're in the military and something flies by and you're not sure what it is, first thing you need to do is panic and call a zebra alert. That means that you kill your own men with your other men, right? The ones that don't have the zebra badge, because that makes sense, right? And then you call your enemy from the base that, from your home base, you call the enemy and say, what the hell's going on? That's the way it works. That's a zebra alert. So Captain Kern, how you doing? Good evening. You just saw a zebra alert, and just so you know, if you ever see a zebra alert, you need to get a zebra avatar on as fast as possible, because otherwise it gets really messy, and we kind of explained that a little bit. So, anyways, that's the way a zebra alert works. Stand down, everybody. Stand down. Stand down. All right, we're all good here. We're all good. All right, those things always make me so tense. They make me really tense, man. And I imagine the cleanup after something, a zebra alert, especially when you panic and call it, like, zebra alert. Oh shit. Did I do that? That cleanup is not fun. You're standing there, you're talking to Bill 1 minute, and the next minute, you had to blow his brains across the room. And now you got to clean it up. It's like, what a day, huh? What a day. Anyways, so thank God, disclosure is coming finally, so we can get rid of these zero alerts. I think the first thing we should do is petition. Maybe Stephen Greer will help us do this. Or petition, right, the government to stop doing zebra alerts. I think we lose too many good men that way, especially ones that are a little bit absent-minded and didn't bring their zebra badge to work that day. How embarrassing. Last time you'd ever be that embarrassed, huh? Last time. Oh, geez. Did I forget these? All right. Bellator zebra. I always thought it would be taken out by a giraffe. Well, I mean, that's just, yeah. I get it. That's a swerve. You see, that's what they tell people they want to take out. They say wear giraffe spots, not zebra stripes. See, that's how they know. If someone tells you to wear giraffe spots, you're on the shit list. You're on the shit list. But welcome to the show. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Whew. Okay, man. Shake it off. All right, cool. Well, let's just hope this never gets that serious where we have to go to the next phase of zebra alert and that we just do the drills, right? So we're prepared. But it's up to you guys. You got to have those zebra stripes. You got to get those badges on. You got to get those avatars changed, or you just got to kind of like go quiet. What you don't want is when Wolfram has to like get the machine gun out and start taking people out that you're one of them because you don't have zebra stripes on. See, because we have to make sure that the people that are here are supposed to be here. That's the way it works. When something flies by and you're not sure what it is, that's what you do. According to our Lord and Savior, Dr. Stephen Greer. Amen. All right. So let's go back. Just can't get enough of the yoga girl there. All right. Let's get into this whole thing about what the useful idiots for the establishment have planned for January 20th. I know that's why you're all here and excited to do. Not to survive zebra alerts with me. You will do that too. All right. So where is the playlist? Oh, good for me. I clicked off on it. All right. Here we go. So let's start out by pulling in a good friend to help us out. We need to pull in a good friend to help us out. Good friends help good friends out. That's what they do. And so, my good friend Gary Franchi's put together a great little piece called, and you won't believe what Trump might hold the inauguration after, where he might hold the inauguration after all. They're talking about moving the inauguration because there are a lot of security threats that have already been established. And we're going to build on this as we go. And we'll take everything into consideration. And there we go. We'll take everything into consideration. Look at it. This is my new one. Whoa, look at that. Look at me. I'm Joe Neerman. We'll take everything into consideration, and then we'll decide what's going on. Does anybody care whether it's? I think, you know what? I think Trump cares that it's done in a traditional way. I personally don't care where he does it. I mean, he can do it on the moon, all right? But I think that that Trump cares. I think he wants it to be at the White House, very traditional, and We'll also take a look at some other stuff tonight from him as well. The press conference he held with the governors, we're going to do that in a little bit. But right now, he's very traditional, you know, except for when it comes to the names of places like the Gulf of Mexico. That can go. See ya. See ya. Is it Gulf of America? Isn't it beautiful? Doesn't it sound beautiful? It can only sound, there's only one way it could sound more beautiful, right? If it was the Gulf of Trump. That's it. All right. So anyways, let's get into this and we will comment as we go.
Forces are mobilizing to stop it. A man with a machete arrested at the Capitol hours before Trump's visit.
Machete.
And that is just the tip of the iceberg. Steve Quayle's warning about 40,000 trained leftist operatives ready to strike. General Flynn and Mark Vargas calling for a private inauguration due to credible threats. Now, James O'Keefe.
Now, private, I don't think so. Go to Mar-A-Lago and do it. You know, Mar-A-Lago was once the Winter White House. I mean, for real. If you guys didn't know this, it was actually officially the Winter White House. And then Jimmy Carter decided it was too fancy. Just like he decided the Panama Canal was too fancy too, right? Just gave it away. Then Trump bought it. He was like, I'll take it.
Has revealed a leaked HHS
I'm going to need it one day.
requesting unprecedented medical personnel deployment at the inauguration. Connect the dots, Patriots. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. As the deep state prepares its final stand against Trump's inauguration, there's another crisis brewing the government won't address.
Hold on. It's the bees. I know. It's the bees. If you want to help the bees, go to the bee place. There we go.
Okay, so this just in Daily Caller reports that arrest was made. A man trying to bring a machete and 3 knives into the U.S. Capitol hours before Trump's visit. That's
a great point, Captain Kern. Biden banned all drilling in the Gulf of Mexico. Simplest solution, rename the Gulf. That's great, dude. That's great.
That's stupid. Obviously, a leftist. Capitol Police, you see the headline right there.
I see it.
U.S. Capitol Police arrested a man Wednesday afternoon for attempting to bring a machete and 3 knives into the Capitol Visitor Center.
Is that enough?
Which is attached to the U.S. Capitol building just hours before President-elect Donald Trump was expected to arrive for meetings with Republicans.
Machete
Capitol
and 3
Police
knives.
released a statement saying he was arrested just after 2 p.m. Eastern.
What do you think he's gonna do with the machete and a machete and 3 knives? Like throwing knives? It's like he's like gonna roll and like throw one, take one guy out and take the machete, you know, roll back another, get the guy behind him with the other knife, right? He had some plans, didn't he? I got 3 knives and a machete, right? That's better than anything. He's going to sneak in like a ninja and take care of business.
Spotted the machete and 3 knives together in the man's bag as he was trying to enter the CVC. He was arrested and charged with carrying a dangerous weapon.
How about 4?
So they are not hiding it anymore. And then I stumbled upon this. And I'm going to get to this breaking news from James O'Keefe and some strange insurance company moves.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Let's get to Mark Vargas here, because I know we played this the other day.
Playing some winning speed.
But Mark Vargas, he's an inside man. Okay. He is one of the architects of the Roger Stone commutation, the pardon. He's also one of the architects of the Rod Blagojevich.
That wolf, he knows what he's talking about.
So Vargas knows what he's talking about. He's a former member of the Department of Defense. I know him personally. He's been here in the studio.
I wonder if that's the dude who told him that no, I shouldn't say that. Never mind.
And I mean, the guy swam in Saddam Hussein's swimming pool in Iraq after we claimed that land. Okay, so I'll tell you, that's how far this guy goes. This is how deep he is. So take what he says seriously.
Far and he goes.
I think there's got to be the federal government has already proven that they cannot protect President Donald Trump. So I agree with General Flynn. I think there's got to be a scaled down inauguration, because the number one priority is to ensure
General Flynn
that President Trump safely takes the oath of office. And can he do that effectively in Washington, standing on the west front of the Capitol with all of these threats?
Guys, you can think that he's going to be safe on the west line, where they just put up like a 20-foot fence that has been there since the the last Herman, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Since the last time they had, since after the January 6th thing 4 years ago, when they put up all kinds of shit, they got a huge wall. We got robot dogs now. We got upgraded Secret Service. We got, I mean, we damn sure better have some drones flying around. I think he's going to be just fine unless they set him up, right? And that's the worry. But yeah, private inauguration, no, take him to Mar-A-Lago, take him to somewhere nobody's going to get to him, and just load it up, man. Load it up, man. Just as long as we can avoid any zebra alerts, I think we're going to be all right.
I think so. The federal government.
Yeah, too many threats abound. And now here is what Steve Quayle just warned about.
Okay.
To 40 to, let me make this clear.
Look at Alex Jones. He's been on a diet, right? I don't really recognize him, and I don't know if I like the new look. I don't know if I kind of like the old look better. I can't get used to this. I can't get used to it. Let's try it out. Man, good to hear. Good to hear, brother. Good to hear.
We are under a communist regime, in my opinion, and every communist revolution is based on armed conflict. And what my sources are saying is there's close to 40 to 50,000 trained leftists, and those are people that hate the country, that want revolution, that are ready to go into action prior to the 20th inauguration. That's a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody wonders, well, why is everyone silent? They're waiting for the quintessential contact point to basically make their move. And ladies and gentlemen,
these conversations when people go into this stuff, right? I always feel like there's a disconnect because they don't elaborate enough in these situations, right? To let you know where the useful idiots stand, right? And then what he's trying to say is, it kind of goes with what we were talking about last night. Gun registrations have gone through the roof for people who supposedly are on the left or have some kind of alternative identity or something like that, right? And that was brought up by a news report, Tim Pool, right? 40K to 50K trained, I doubt it. Yeah, and trained how? Like, if you'd seen the training these people were doing at the range, Valhalla, yeah. Maybe I'll play you a little bit of it here in a second. And maybe we can just go to that now. Let's just look at the training real quick. You make a good point. You make a good point. Where is the training here? Here we go. I'm going to find the training for you real quick. When you see this training these guys are doing, first of all, I'm going to bring this back up, so don't you worry. All right. We need to get to the bottom of this, guys. All right, here we go. First of all, there you go. There's one of the people they're talking about right there. That is Doug. He's a former Boy Scout, and he's showing off his new gun. There you go. He's got evidently an AR-15 or something.
The HF is like, if you are suffering a mental disorder,
right? And then,
hey,
Pink Pistols, the Twin City chapter, armed gays don't get bashed. Yeah, that's another. They're training them, right, for insurrection or whatever. All right, and then you see a little bit of and this is where we found out about where's it at? Right, I thought it was like right here. Okay, we'll figure it out. Oh wait, here it is. It's over here. As Texas upheld a ban on gender-affirming care for minors and Florida restricts access to hormone therapy, she felt an urgent need to prepare for her own safety. So these are the people that are arming up, supposedly. By November 2nd, she had purchased a Ruger Security 380 pistol. Ooh, look out. Everybody duck. 380 coming through the house, man. All right. And as you can see, they stay very hydrated during their training. And let's take a look at some of this training, this rigorous training they're doing. Let's see.
Is this
there we go. There we go. There you go, Valhalla. What do you think, dude? What do you think of that? Right. So yeah, they're training up. They're ready to rock. They're ready to rock and roll. You can see the training happening here. But if you go and you take a look at some of the queer Marxists who do the socialist convention every year. Socialism 2024, I'm sure they'll have a 2025 this year too, right? And you go look at the crowd there. That's pretty much what they look like. That's the crowd. So this evidently is the highly trained communist army that's coming after us. And yeah. So the thing about it is, though, is these queer Marxists that they go to the Socialist 2024 conventions and they're all into their queer Marxism, right? That's what they call themselves this, right? I'm not making fun of them. They actually, this is what they refer to themselves as. And they they're trying to really subvert and recruit. They're the ones that wear the scarves now, the checkerboard scarves, and go out to college campuses and just wreak mayhem and make everybody's life hell and chant free Palestine. They're the same people. These are the same people, right? And so they sit around and they plot and they plan. They really just like to subvert people. They get the naughty books into the schools. They do shit like that. They have publishers that do that. What's her name? Carlin Barinsky. She covers a lot of that stuff, right? So anyways, yeah, so this is the guys who are talking about Valhalla. I know that you're probably on a high alert right now, and you're probably cleaning out the rifles as we speak, counting the ammo, making sure that you're ready for this. But I think we're going to be all right. But if there's 40 to 50,000 of these people, I think that I still think we're okay. I still think we're going to be all right. You guys tell me if you guys tell me. But let me go ahead and get that off the screen and let's get back to our breaking news here and listen to what he's talking about. And I'm sorry for the for taking a little bit of time there away from this great report, but the thing is that I think that you need to discriminate. You need to discern against what is progressive left or Marxist left or whatever, and what is coming through the Democrat Party or the deep state or whatever. And while these guys, I'm pretty sure, are useful idiots, like they all have the same outcome, right? Their energy is directed and is going towards the same outcome. I don't know that they consider themselves associated. However, I'm pretty sure, I would guess, they're probably handled from within. Like I said, all you have to do is create an idea and you could handle an entire group of people that way. So if you put out, like what we're going to see after this, the ad to show up on this day for this thing, right? Then you can probably get a whole group of people to show up ready to fight. I think that's pretty much been proven. We've seen that time and time again, but let's let Mr. Quayle here finish up.
We are watching absolutely the takedown and the placement of the troops that hate our guts, and it's too late. And I mean, look at what happened.
I'm gonna put my money on the U.S. military and the National Guard against these guys. I really am. I think that it's a safe bet. I don't know if anybody's taken bets, but I'm gonna guess that our boys can handle this
with the open borders. And kudos to President Trump for putting up the gates. And what does Biden do? He wants to scrap it and sell the steel. What did he do with our strategic petroleum reserve? He lowered it. When I had an actual contact from a implant, he said, I am inside the Communist Party USA, and he said, we are armed and we're going for it.
How long until the Alex Jones has been replaced by a clone conspiracy theories start going around? Should I start that? I almost feel like I should be doing that, I was on with Good Logic on New Year's. I was trying to remember what I was doing. Oh yeah. No, we were just over here having a good old time. We had Scott Free Freedom on. We had T-Rex. Well, it was Shelly and T-Rex and myself, and then we had Scott Free Freedom and Jacob Castro as our guests. We had a good old time. I had a good old time. We did the countdown. Oh yeah, and Sasquatch played. If you haven't seen the replay, you don't know who Sasquatch is. He was the house music that night because Widespread Panic was on break. And by the way, Mr. Valhalla, I was going to stop by and say something to you. I was going to say, by the way, Widespread Panic is going to be playing in Tennessee for 3 nights in April, and you should go. You should get tickets and go. Just go. Just trust me. Go. Go have a good time. You can dance, have a good time. Everybody there's going to be cool to you. They're going to be good. You will have a blast, and you will get to see one of the best guitar players live you will ever see in your entire life. That is Mr. Jimmy Herring. Oh shit. Hit a button. All right. So yeah, dude, get tickets. Honestly, get tickets. Get tickets, man. Who knows? By April, maybe I'll be in a place where I can actually show up to that. But you go do it. You live there, damn it. You can go see Jimmy Herring live. Go do it. What are you waiting for? April. It's like the mid-April or something like that. Go do it. Go do it. Take some friends. And say, guys, we're going to go out and have some fun tonight. All right, back to the story. Let's go.
For it. They're not settling for bricks anymore. They're not settling for disrupting Portland. They're not settling for burning cities down. They're going for gold. And in their mind, gold are the people that are withstanding their takeover and takedown. Now look at what
I mean, okay, look, man. I don't think that these people with their guns are going to be able to take on the National Guard and even the police force. I'll give the police force the win on this one too. I mean, I've seen these people. I've watched it. You go to Mayfair Books, right? It's a YouTube channel. Just go there. You'll see all of them. They're all right there. There's not 40,000 of them. I'm sure this is just a select group, but they're not very formidable. I wouldn't call these people formidable. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, look out. It's not like you see this a group of like a faction from the WWE come rolling at you or something, right? This is like more like this is more like a pride parade, honestly, to tell you the truth. But anyways, where is it at? It's in Nashville, the big place they play in Nashville, the big concert hall. I can't remember the name of it. I'm embarrassed, honestly. I've been there before. And it's not Mud Island. No, don't go there. They still have that venue. That venue was interesting. But it's the other one. It's the big one. And it's very nice. And you'll enjoy it and you'll like it. So you could definitely go. What question did you have? What question was I'm sorry, I did not. I've been doing things and stuff. What question did you have? I was scrolling back, scrolling. All right. Latin is a type of ripping gear loony conspiracy. What? Where is it at? How far back do I have to go for this question? I'll tell you what, re-ask it because I will get lost in the scroll there. I will get lost in the scroll. All right, Mr. Steve Quayle. I'm not sure where he gets his idea. I mean, I get his concern, right? We talk about this all the time here. This is one of my big things, right? Is that we have to take a generational approach to ending cultural Marxism. These people that are going to these socialist conventions and are convinced that of this oppressor narrative that is part of cultural Marxism, that's going to take generations to weed out because it's been weeded in over generations. And these people that are kind of like out there free Palestine, some of them are going to fall off naturally and some of them are going to stay there forever. And what we don't want them to do is keep subverting and recruiting people. So that's how you deal with them. Now, if they take guns if they show up with weapons, to face the police or the National Guard or the military, I'm going to call that natural selection. Steve, I'm going to call this natural selection. Okay. And I'm not too worried about it. And I think all the base smart people are going to stay the hell away from it. So, what are you going to do? All right, Latin, what you got? Reality, you should show a treat for my donation. Play some shirtless Ivan Drago from Rocky. Donation. Did you donate? Did I miss a super chat? What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? I was distracted. Okay, hold on. Okay, there. Oh, in the future. She asked winning reality, you're going to be able to show me some. Oh, okay, there it is again. Okay. There you have it. I don't have any Ivan Drago clips handy. I'm sorry. I know there's other places around here where people will show you naked men, but I don't have any naked men clips. This doesn't seem to interest me. However, if you come and make a special request, I see. I won't play it naturally. I guess if someone makes a special request, like a very special request, kind of like a Drago alert, right? I may be able to put something together for you, right? But it's got to be. I got to get it done, right? It's got to go on the list here. It's got to go on the list. But if I really know that you're that really interested in it, then I might be able to put something together. I have a hard time making clips with dudes in it, right? Being sexual. Like I'm straight, so I tend to lean towards the ladies. And anyways, yeah, it was one thing when they're throwing rocks and hiding behind umbrellas. They show up in a pew fight, and it's going to get bad quickly. Yeah, and you know what? I think a lot of these people who go out and purchase these guns because they feel like somebody's going to gay bash them or take away their rights to chop off children's, things. They don't realize gun laws either. Like if you have a loaded one in the chamber and you're walking around with it, you don't have a concealed carry, or and even like one in the chamber walking around in some places will get you. You're gonna get your gun taken, your license taken, and you're probably gonna go to jail, and you'll have that on your record. Like it's real easy to get yourself in trouble with a weapon if you don't know the rules of the law. I mean, you think you're just there to go to war against somebody. I mean, have you thought this through? Have you thought this through? I don't know if you thought this through very well. But Steve seems very worried. Listen to him finish.
Biden just did. I am conscious of the time that he just, in essence, he laid waste to the U.S. military. The whole woke drove it broke, and now we don't have what we used to have to even defend the country. Let me make
no.
Okay, so the logic there is that it's going to be something to be concerned about because our current military has been laid waste to. Well, I mean, I know all the cool people are here; that they're all ex. So, you guys probably still have friends that are in the military. I'm sure. We in bad shape here. I mean, I got it. I mean, I get it. I saw some of the people that he's talking about. Biden's put out there to become the new talking heads, and you go to TikTok and you see 1 minute they're in fatigues and the next minute they're spun around and dressed up like RuPaul. Nacho Kitty, what's up, Nacho Kitty? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. You are awesome. All right. Have you seen the meltdown they have at McDonald's for being misgendered? Now imagine they are packing. A bunch of frantic firing in the air. It's like, well, I mean, they haven't shot up at a McDonald's yet. That's one thing. They haven't done that. But I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, maybe the group mentality, right? When they start to get together, the mental illness like amplifies by the numbers, by the tens and thousands. I'm like, bring it on, man. Bring it on, seriously. Like, I just want to sit back and watch on TV. We will live stream it. I swear to God, we'll live stream it. We'll have we'll keep a tally running, like who's got what the score is. Anybody, I take, again, we're gonna find someone to take our bets too. We're gonna take some bets. I'm betting on our boys. I'm not betting on the socialist mob for getting anything done that day.
Think about what he's saying there.
Okay. We're going to think about it.
At the last Trump inauguration in Washington, D.C., all hell broke loose. They were burning limousines in the streets. They were rioting. Antifa went absolutely nuts, and he's with bricks and firebombs. Well, Steve Quayle's warning is even worse, saying this time they are not going to hold back. And I wouldn't put it past them to amplify their threats, given everything that we've seen.
I mean, but how many Antifas are there, man? Is it really? All right, let's continue.
James O'Keefe, this is the internal memorandum distributed by Derek Justad, the executive director for the VHA Office of Emergency Management, requesting medical personnel ahead of the 2025 presidential inauguration.
I mean, is that just complaining?
The memo. And James O'Keefe exposing it. But now this woman here, well, we're going to play her remarks in a moment. But she points out, in the insurance industry, a curious change was made in documents requiring their responsibility for coverage. Oh, wait till you see what she has to say. It'll blow your freaking mind.
Let's go.
But before we get to that, let's hear James O'Keefe, Veterans Affairs Insider reveals HHS memo detailing unprecedented presidential inauguration medical personnel support deployment request.
I mean, what do you guys think of that? Before we even hear what he says, any initial gut reactions? Any initial gut reactions to this unprecedented presidential inauguration, deployment request of medical personnel? I mean, you think it's just because people are getting older? Is Biden going to be there? Is that? It's like, oh man. What do you guys think? I mean, we think it's because Trump. I mean, well, it's a good idea. It's better safe than sorry. It's better than not having enough National Guards on the day that a bunch of people are going to be down the street from the Capitol, right? Better than calling that off. I think that we're just being careful here. A Civil War 2.0 will end in 2.4 hours. If it starts in the South, the military won't get a chance to show up. Rednecks will deal with it in short order. Well, yeah, it depends on what you mean by a civil war, right? I've always held to the I've always held to the idea that we're already dead. We've always been in a kind of a civil war, anyways. It's cold, it's subversive, but it's there. And I think any type of hot civil war would have come on or may come on the backs of those who are in our country illegally, trying to stake territory, like Trinidad Aragua and other groups like that, getting a little bold and cocky, right? And I think we would have seen that had the establishment been able to swipe 2024, and had we not made it too big to rig. So that's good on all of us for showing up and making this shit happen, because I think we did avoid a hot civil war that way. But as far as us lining up north versus south, east versus west, I don't think there'll be any battle flags drawn. I mean, maybe like civil wars in other places, a big, very regional, very out of touch kind of thing, and very kind of like just grindy and ongoing, kind of like in little spurts. But for the most part, man, I think it's more a cultural war in a sense of that. And that's why we have to fight the generational war. That's the thing that I propose. And generational war is about changing the education, getting our education right with kids, and teaching them the things that are going to help them resist subversion, right? And then really go on the attack against Marxism as a whole, right? No more tolerating that bullshit. No, it doesn't have a place here. And like the idea that we ever allowed it or thought that it had a place here, you can have your free speech, but we sure ain't going to let it get close to anything that's going on, right? So, I mean, we have to take that kind of shit seriously, because ideological subversion is real. We've proven it over and over again, and we got to take a generational approach, because it's a generational warfare tactic, right? And if you don't do that, you're just going to go through the cycle where they say, "Oh, wokeness is ending," right? We'll give it 10 or 15 years, it comes back around, right? Unless you get rid of critical theory, and then you start to teach the youngest generation why that shit is terrible. Stay away from it. It'll make your thingy fall off, whatever you got to do. But you gotta make sure that we just wipe it out. And then you give them like trivium logic. You give them trivium logic so they can identify logical fallacies and false premises, and they don't fall for that. And that protects them from grifters as well. Like there's just as many people like, I don't know, Stephen Greer, right? That's out there grifting people, or some guru grifters. Hey, come, we want a Lamborghini like mine? That guy, you know who I'm talking about? I had this Lamborghini in my garage. Look at this shit, right? Sign up for my shit and I'll give it to you. You can have one too. Live the good life like me, that guy. Anyways, the guru grifters, right? They're out there. But when you have trivium logic and you grow up kind of like learning how to spot it, it defeats those guys. It defeats narcissists and narcissistic abusers. You throw a little bit of that education in there as well. And you start making it really hard for people who want to subvert your children to do it. Groomers, everybody else. You just have to arm their minds, right? And be vigilant as their guardians as well. But let's see. I look like Jay from Silent Bob. Friend, are you? No, man. I'm not high. I'm not high at all. All right. And he's kind of dense, right? I don't know that Jay could hold a conversation with me. I don't know. Maybe he could. But yeah, I don't know about that. My hair's not blonde either. Isn't his hair blonde? I can't remember. But he just wants to get hoochie smoochy or whatever he called it, right? Hoochie coochie, hoochie smoochy, smoochy boochie. That's it. I knew I'd remember it. But thank you for the $2 super chat, Latin A. I appreciate that. And if you want to think I look like Jay from Silent, or from Clerks, actually, it's from Clerks. Jay from Silent Bob's friend. Jay and Silent Bob from Clerks. There you go. Great initial movie. I guess it was pretty good for its time. Too bad what happened to that Silent Bob. He should have stayed silent, shouldn't he? He should have just shut up. Anyways, He-Man. Woo. All right. And thank you again for supporting the channel. Jason Muse. What's he up to these days? All right, let's listen to this. So let's hear what they have to say about this.
And quote right there, what concerned me was that this has never been requested before, especially not from HHS. Listen.
HHS, Department of Health and Human Services? Is that right? Health and Human. What we got here? Health and Human Services. Is that a big deal if they're requesting medical attention or medical help? I don't know, man. This is why I rely on you guys to help me out. I got the other stuff. I got you covered, man. I got your back. I'm looking out for you, right? I got all kinds of things for you. But sometimes, it takes a village. Here we go.
An internal memo from the Veterans Administration surfaced containing an unusual request: support for the upcoming presidential inauguration. A high-level source inside the Department of Veterans Affairs has disclosed a memo from the Executive Director, Office of the Emergency Management within Veterans Affairs. The source inside the VA said the source deployment request did not occur for the last two inaugurations. We spoke to the source inside the VA to ask if this is something that's typical. So can you just talk a minute about this being typical or not typical within the VA? Them doing these sorts of things for the past few inaugurations?
What concerned me was that this has never been requested before, especially not from HHS. What we have,
Hold on. Is he asking the AI voicemail assistant? Like, it sounds like the AI voicemail assistant, doesn't it? Health and Human DHS Department of Homeland Security. Thank you, Bahala. Thank you so much for that. All right, cool. Hello. May I direct your call, please?
Saw to me was a little bit unnerving. I've been in the VA for several inaugurations, and this was the first time they have ever asked for DEMS personnel.
First time they've ever asked for personnel.
For an inauguration? Yes.
Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. That's why I decided to send that memo to you, because I believe that there's something unnerving about.
Dude, I'm not. Why am I not buying this? Does anybody else think this is kind of fishy? Right? I mean, dude, I'm into this. I'm into AI stuff, man. I'm trying to do things in life with it, right? What's going on? What's going on here? James, are you with me? Okay, maybe they're using a voice changer. Okay. Thank you. God damn. Thank you, Nacho Kitty, for bringing some sanity back to this world. I was about to have an aneurysm there. That was just. I was like, what? Does he not know that this is an AI voice he's talking to? No, he's been awesome. James O'Cree's been awesome. He did Line in the Sand, dude. He's been great, dude. He's very accurate. That's why I'm like, what the fuck's going on? All right, cool. All right. Almost had to sound off a zebra alert there.
About it. I'm not 100% sure, but my gut says this is not normal, and it's not.
The memo details a formal request from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Strategic Preparedness and Response, or ASPR. It calls upon the Veterans Administration to provide critical medical support for the event. Specifically, they sought the deployment of paramedics, registered nurses with expertise in emergency and medical surgical care, and licensed medical practitioners, including MDs, DOs, NPs, PAs, specializing in emergency medicine. The memo is signed by Derek Justad, who is the executive director for the VHA Office of Emergency Management.
Looks like Robert
We
Barnes.
ask, is this request part of a standard protocol for inaugurations, or is there a specific reason for the heightened medical readiness?
Inquiring
We
minds
sent
wanna
an
know.
email to the email address provided on the memo, and we have not yet heard back. We
Well,
also
what are we
gave a
talking
call
about
to
this
the
for?
executive director himself, Jasad.
This is Derek.
Hi, Derek Justad.
Yes.
Hi there. You wrote a memo dated December 10th, distributed internally, and it was said urgent, and you were talking about preparations for the inauguration. I'd like to ask you a few questions about the memo.
How can I help?
A source within the VA has told us that it's quite unusual. Is it typical that you guys out of the Office of Emergency Management deploy these resources for a presidential inauguration?
I can't speak to every, but two out of at least the last three, I want to say 3 out of the last 4.
Well, the source inside the VA is saying that this has not been done for previous inaugurations.
I can't help what the source within the VA has chimed or has claimed, but that is not the case. And indeed, we have supported presidential inaugurations previously.
Who to believe? Who to believe?
The Assistant Secretary for Preparedness Response at the Department of Health and Human Services to attest to that fact.
Can you send me the previous memos?
Yeah, I would refer you to the FOIA office, Freedom of Information, as I do not have access to materials going back that far.
We filed a FOIA request last week.
Okay, great.
But that's going to take months, if not a year, to receive. We also submitted a Freedom of Information Act request to the Department of Health and Human Services to confirm whether this level of medical support is standard procedure.
I'm not feeling this one.
We have not.
I personally can't speak to previous.
Is this a reason why we think this is important? I don't know. I don't think that. I don't feel like this is important.
An American hero. And think about, the last couple of weeks. We had that scare with the New Jersey drones.
Stop. All right. I don't know that there is a that's worrisome. Let's say I'm gonna go ahead and just say that we got it. Detailing that. Okay, cool. So I think the first part of this was pretty much, they feel like something's gonna happen on inauguration day, but let's take it to another place. Let's go to another place with this right now. All right. This is going to be the thing where it's like, okay, so why'd you show me all that? Right. We're going to go back and I'm going to show you, we're going to go forward. I'm going to show you the riots that are actually planned. Right. So that was kind of like backfill, right? You know how I like to build up the things, right? And I like to make sure that you have the roadmap walking down to where we're going. So, usually like the first 2 or 3, we're going, I'm backfilling it. I'm making sure you understand the details. And then we're going to get down to the nitty gritty, because here it is. And this is about this is funny. I mean, in a weird clown world type of way, but at the same time, check it out.
On January 20th this month, Donald Trump will be inaugurated as the president. And oh boy, there are a lot of events. We personally got invited to a bunch of podcasting events and award ceremonies and parties. And
where's my invite?
Someone reached out to me about going to the inauguration, and I'm like, I don't think that's for me. I'm not a suit kind of guy standing out there in 0-degree weather. So, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't know.
Right? I hear
we'll
that.
See. Well, Ben & Jerry's has a plan. Leftists have been talking about
it
storming D.C. to stop Trump from becoming president. And you may be saying, Tim, I don't care about an ice cream company. They're owned by Unilever, and this is all fake outrage. But let me tell you why this matters. In this post, Ben & Jerry's...
The People's March, January 18th. Washington, D.C. everywhere. It looks so friendly, doesn't it? Come get your free scoop of ice cream. Ben & Jerry's communist ice cream. Come get you some.
Newsletter says, join us at the People's March, January 18th, Washington, D.C. and everywhere. They basically say that they're going to have a big rally and they're going to challenge Trump and do all of that stuff, but it is much more nefarious than just this. The reason why I often say that the left is more violent than the right, let's break it down.
Well,
first, the left has something called diversity of tactics. I bring it up quite a bit. I hope you've heard it. This means that among leftist groups of disparate ideologies, they unite and allow each other and support each other's diverse tactics.
It's also called a broke coalition. There we go.
So how does that manifest? Ben and Jerry's says, we're going to have a peaceful march. It's peaceful, a peaceful march. And then the far left extremists show up with bricks and water bottles and hammers and whatnots.
And ice cream.
And when they do, the organizers for events like Ben and Jerry's, I don't know about theirs specifically, but organizers show up and say, respect the diversity of tactics. So if you show up and say, hey, get those guys out of here, they're violent. They say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not everybody agrees on how to change the world. Respect the diversity of tactics. The right doesn't do that.
First, more like, I don't get my ass kicked or arrested. I'm getting the hell out of here. It's like, leave those crazy people to themselves. Whereas, see, on the other hand, on the other side, right? He'll probably bring this up in his own way, but on the other hand, when a bunch of Patriot Front Nazis show up to a MAGA rally and they start trying to fight everybody, right? And they start waving flags around, they're creating optics, right? Optics that we will have to pay for later on if we don't get them the hell out. That's the difference. You see, they're allowed to be on the other side. They're allowed to be hateful, violent, all the other shit, right? They're allowed to be all that stuff because they own the optics. That's the difference. I don't know if Timmy's got that yet or not, but it's the optics game. So when you go to a rally and you're there to see Donald Trump, or you're there to support America First, or, Turning Point USA, whoever, whatever is going on, right? And you happen to go to one of these political events, and here come the khaki short, tiki torques wearing Nazis walking down the street who aren't with us. They're not part of the team. They don't vote for Trump. They're there to recruit the same way the Free Palestine people show up to the Democrat shit, to recruit, to make their voices heard for their extreme Marxist ideologies. And this, I talked about this last night. There's the Marxist left and the Marxist right, and they often get mixed in with the political left and political right of our country. But we have another ideology here that's working against us, right? They have the Marxist ideology. They're trying just to recruit people down to their cause, right? They're anti-country. They're not even anti-establishment, because most of the time their actions and energies and consent and enablement goes towards the corrupt establishment, because they're, for the most part, accelerationists, but they also believe in, all the things, that all the corruption and all the stuff that the establishment kind of stands for. And they're like, yeah, man, go ahead, riot. Go ahead, riot, bro. Burn some shit. We know it's all our faults. Right. And so so we have to get rid of these guys when they show up. And this has been going on since the Ron Paul days. So I go back to my roots here and remember the same type of people showing up to the Tea Party rallies. And that's why inevitably the Tea Party, Ron Paul parted ways with the Tea Party. Right. He's like, I ain't fucking around with this shit, man. He's like, I'm out of here. Because he's like, and the neocons did their shit. Right. So the neocons coming in, we're going to be part of it too, because we're fake Republicans. And then totally blew it all up and made it creating optics. It's the optics game. So yeah, when the Patriot Fronts and these guys show up with tiki torches from Party City and other places and Nazi flags, we run them off and we call them out. And we make sure that people know we're not associated with them. We don't like them. We don't want any part of them, and we'll get rid of them. Right. I'm talking we. I'm like, I don't go to these things. Right. But I'm saying the people that are down there, that's what's going on. On the other side, this whole diversity of tactics thing he's talking about, this broken coalition, the broken coalitions always break. It's because they're all trying to achieve the same thing, which is to stop any kind of like resistance to their underlying Marxist ideals, or their oppressor, or their critical theory, whatever the hell they've been programmed with at whatever level they are. They all have a same goal, right? And it goes very deep. I won't go off too long on that, but I will say that the reason why they turn a blind eye to it is because, one, they're either not involved with it, or they don't want to get caught up in it, right? But two, they don't have any power to stop it. They really don't have any power to stop it. Those people who try to stop it get run off, and it's not really respect the diversity of things. There may be some people floating that bullshit around. Maybe there is. Maybe he's gone to much more leftist shit than I have. But in essence, though, it's like we're all here. We're part of this broken coalition, and I think what he's trying to say is that the diversity of protests and ideas and how to handle things, or how to take power back from themselves, I guess. The diversity of tactics, right? Is more like it's just different groups that don't, we're there together for the same thing, but we're not going to intermingle, or we're not going to tell each other what to do. So when one side doing something, they're like, we're going to let this go away. You let us do what we want to, we let you do what you want to, kind of thing. I think that's what it was. Heidi, welcome back. How you doing? All right. I've rambled long enough on that. Let me see. Roscoe Treat says, guess Idaho's Captain America, but Idaho's Deadpool needs to come out of retirement, suit up again, and challenge this march right here in Boise, Idaho, like we did in 2020. Win again, and a win for real. Hey, man, if you do, just be safe, man. That's all I ask. Have fun out there. Get some good intel, man. Get some good intel. Kay Marshall, what's up? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well this evening. Hope you're staying warm. Did I mention it snowed here in the South? It snowed here. Luckily, we haven't had any interruptions yet. If we do, the girl who just got booted will come on and take care of business for me. So thank goodness for that. And away we go.
First of all, the right barely protests as it is, and there is no unified right. It's a disparate collection of various ideologies that only united around Trump this one time.
That I disagree with. I guess in a way, I mean, I don't know what he means, so I'm not going to go off and assume I know what he means right here. But I don't think that. I think that the other side's more broken up, and I think we're all kind of starting to find our ways together. Maybe I get where he's coming from. Maybe I do get where he's coming from. And he's just saying it his own special way. So I'm gonna go ahead and just let this fly. I'm gonna let it slide.
I mean, in 2016, Hillary just sucked and people didn't want to show up. 2024, massive. Trump wins bigly. Andy Knows got the tweet. He says, leftist.
He won bigly in 2020, but we won't talk about that. We don't need to think about the past. And you know what we say here? 2020 was a blessing. I mean, look at how much better things got just by waiting 4 years and going through some turmoil. So if you're having a hard time in your life, things aren't going your way, things seem like they're coming down on you, just remember this moment. Remember 2020, right? When everything seemed like it was falling apart, man, that was some bad times. And look where we are now. That's how fast things can turn around when you just believe and you keep on fighting and you keep on winning. That's how it can be. So just remember that.
Ice cream corporation, Ben & Jerry's, which is owned by Unilever. I'm going to fact check that right now just because Ben & Jerry's, because I'm pretty sure they're owned by Unilever, which is important.
Unilever.
Yeah, its parent company is Unilever. Okay. They're helping to organize a direct action against fascism on January 18th to oppose the inauguration of Trump. Ben & Jerry's company politics is notoriously radical. They gave food to rioters, the violent Chaz, in Seattle 2020, and released propaganda demanding the defunding of law enforcement. They also advocate for the transitioning of children. This is Unilever. Yo, that's really weird.
Surprise.
Unilever, British multinational fast-moving consumer goods company. Excuse me, founded in 1929.
Oh, boy. What's going on in Britain right now? We're getting around to that, guys. We're getting around to that. I'm glad Tommy Robinson's getting some air and some press and some. I needed to be reminded about him because I've always been a big fan of his. He's a strong, hard fighting dude who just sticks up for children like you wouldn't believe. But anyways, we're getting around to this again. But yeah, it's Unilever, huh? Mm-hmm.
Following the merger of British soap maker Lever Brothers and Dutch margarine producer Margarine Uni to make Unilever.
Good Lord, dude. Sounds like just a bathtub of chemicals right there.
Isn't that funny? It's a soap company who merged with a margarine company. Yeah, disgusting, by the way.
I guess it makes ice cream.
They do it all. Certainly they do it all. Well,
This is the hippie brand. I guess they sold the Ben & Jerry's sold it to Unilever, or they always been like hippie brand. They got the fish food. They got Cherry Garcia. I'm sure they got some other bullshit jam bands in there now. Well, not bullshit. There's a really good jam bands, by the way, but they've been sucked into this kind hippie look. Like we're just a couple farmers out here in our barn making ice cream for the hippies, right? That's what it is. It's supposed to be like that. But meanwhile, it's Unilever from the UK. Have some more soap and margarine, y'all.
We got some posts here from Andy No. Ben and Jerry's posted this defund the police, the scooping ice cream. We stand with Georgia's trans youth and
Really?
those who love them.
In Georgia. Yes, you stand with the. Yeah, I don't eat this shit, by the way. I don't eat it. My kids never had this bullshit.
This is corporate evil, if you were to ask me. They've got this post on Ben and Jerry's. Dear President-elect Trump, they say. Whoa, does your new title sound as weird to you as it does to us? No. Well, we'll all get used to it quickly. No, you won't, because he'll be president in a couple weeks, in a week and a half. They say on Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. We disagree, but we understand you defied the political pundits in the polls and racked up a big win by tapping into something political. It's a rough campaign. There are those that claim the country is deeply polarized, but we know, and here's another thing we can definitely agree on, that there's far more that unites us than divides us. You had it right in your speech to all Republicans and Democrats and independents. I say it's time for us to come together. So then why are you organizing this massive protest? Hypocrisy. It's a marketing stunt. Now, I'll tell you why this stuff matters. I want to show you this comic, which is really, really funny. And then we'll talk about how the left views the world. It's called How It's Going to Happen. And in the first panel, let me zoom in a little bit for you. There's a rabbit talking to what I guess is another rabbit. I don't know. And he says, and on top of all that, he's literally Hitler. November 2024. And the other rabbit says, I'm still not going to vote. By March 2025, the nonchalant rabbit goes, he's imprisoning his political opponents. And the other guy says, yep, told you so. By June of 2025, he goes, he shot protesters and that late night comic. And the other guy goes, told you so.
Oh my God. Look
By
at
August
this.
2025, he goes, Ukraine and Taiwan are just gone. Told you so. And now the funny thing is the told you so rabbit is like injured. He's like, his arm is broken. Here's the best part. By December of 2025, he goes, he's running for a third term unopposed. Bro, he's not going to announce he's running for a third term, not even 1 year into his first year. And then now the funny part is the other rabbit's ears have been like lopped off and his arm has been amputated. I told you so. January 2026. While deporting 10 million immigrants, 5 million have died. He's literally Hitler and he's creating the Holocaust. Do something. And then it's the nonchalant rabbit looking at a tombstone. And he's like, well, you got to do something. What good are you? Okay. Let me just, these people are psychotic. Okay?
Right?
When they view the world in this way, and then you get Ben and Jerry's organizing this.
Hold on. Did you guys see did you guys see the URL for this? Did he mention it and I just zoned out or something? Do you guys know where this is coming from? Take a look. Hold on. Let me put it on the big screen here. Whoop. All right. Take a look at the URL up here.
Rally. This is the MO.
That's just PBS, doesn't it? Doesn't that say PBS?
Ben and Jerry's. It's just an ice cream company. It's a peaceful protest. Tim, you're paranoid. No,
it's just PBS. This is public broadcasting service. PBS, right? Crazy.
I've covered these things on the ground for over a decade. I know the game they play. They are unified somewhat. They say Antifa is not an organization. Sure, they fly the same flag, have the same ideology, but different branding in different cities. And they lie and say it's a bunch of autonomous cells. They don't operate together. Well,
that's hilarious that they still get away with saying that. Well, we don't know what it is, but we're pretty sure, it's just a thing. It's an idea. It's a big insult, right? And it's like, but they're highly organized. So no one's in charge of the LGBTQ either, evidently. But who the fuck decides what the flag looks like? They keep changing it. There's got to be a committee somewhere that's making decisions. There's got to be a committee somewhere. Someone is keeping approving a new flag every couple months. Somebody's in charge. Like, I want to know who it is. I want to know who changed that flag. I want to know their names. What names? Yes, it was PBS. They spread propaganda like this. Why? And we get to fund it, and that's the wonderful part about the way the corrupt establishment works is we get to fund that, unhinged to say the least. Oh yeah, you guys remember that? You guys remember that thing we watched during the I would go show it to you, but my ex account got and I had it saved over there. Remember that short we watched about how it was like a fear mongered thing made with AI, and it was all about how Elon Musk and JD Vance were going to take over, and Trump was going to like suddenly die, and like then JD Vance wouldn't step down, and him and Elon would be installing AI everywhere, and people would be like, "Do you guys remember that?" I'm gonna try to find it. Dude, that was so good. That was so good. It's worth playing again. T-Rex Trucking found that for me. Let's let Tim talk, and I'll go find that.
Oh, yeah, unless they have to, which is what they do most of the time. So if there's a protest in Chicago, then South Bend Antifa and Milwaukee Antifa and Dubuque Antifa all show up in Chicago, flying the same flags, unified. And they say it's not an organization. Technically correct.
No.
So why are we concerned about the Ben & Jerry's protest? Here's the game. Liberals will organize a peaceful protest using a large and prominent vehicle that reaches as many people as possible. They'll say, it's our First Amendment right to be peaceful. When tens of thousands of people show up, a small element of far-left extremists show up, masked, wearing hoodies, and carrying weapons. If any of the run-of-the-mill Ben & Jerry's fans complain, there are going to be organizers who say, hey, respect the diversity of tactics, okay? They're going to protest how they want. The large, peaceful protest,
I don't know about
the green
that.
zone. Then you have the aggressive people who sit in, block cars. That's the yellow zone. And then you have the far left Antifa, the red zone.
How long ago
They
was this?
organize this intentionally behind the scenes. Now, for Ben & Jerry's, they may not know or be involved or anything like that. But when they allow and refuse to denounce far left extremism, they are creating cover in order for Antifa to get violent. Excuse me. They need cover. So on Trump's first inauguration in 2017, they call it J20. There were hundreds of far leftists smashing cars, starting fires, smashing windows. How are they able to do it? Because large groups of people showed up to protest, creating cover for them. The right doesn't do this. The right barely protests. This is the deranged
I don't know where it
worldview
is.
of these people who are vapid and disconnected. And
Disconnected.
these ignorant people who show up with smiles on their faces for free ice cream create massive bodies that the extremists hide within.
Yep.
And here's where it gets dirty.
Oh, yeah.
The larger strategy of these protesters is that when the likes of Ben and Jerry stumble into this peaceful march, the yellow zone and the red zone extremists intentionally try to get the Ben and Jerry's people arrested. Okay, I'm using Ben and Jerry's people as like a general statement. When a college kid who's never protested before shows up and they're holding up a little sign and they're walking peacefully,
Welcome to the party,
they are
guys.
shocked to find they're being arrested. And why? Well,
Oh,
when
now
they
you're part of the
respect the
gang.
diversity of tactics and the far left bashes a cop in the face, the cops start arresting people. This run-of-the-mill college kid who has no idea what's going on finds himself kettled, they call it, wrapped up and loaded into a police vehicle.
Yep.
They're now scared. What's going on? Why am I here? I didn't do anything. They're then put in jail, which is horrifying. And as they're sitting there in jail, terrified, confused, the extremist goes, see, the police are evil. You did nothing wrong. But the far leftists intentionally attack cops to provoke a response. And then they sing songs. In jail, the activists will say, let's sing a song in solidarity. Who knows Bohemian Rhapsody? And then they all sing together. And they say, dude,
very dirty.
This is why you got to join us. We're having a meeting next week. You should show up.
Yeah,
it's
this is
how they
great.
create more radicals.
See, recruitment.
Now, I'm not
that's what I
blaming
said.
Ben and Jerry's
That's
for
a good way
anything.
to go about doing it.
I'm only explaining how the far
Oh,
left
I am.
manipulates these
I'll
things
blame Ben and
in order
Jerry's. Screw those fake
to
hippies.
expand. That's how you have these psychotic leftist factions, because they organize this way. The right doesn't do it. So, my friends, here's what I think is going to happen. I'm going to be down there.
Tell me about it.
As are
Do
many
it.
other people. And
I'm
I
not
was
going.
down there during the Deplorable in 2017, and we were physically attacked. Bricks and rocks were being thrown at the press club while the party was happening. They're going to do something similar. The far left will show up. They will attack people. They will target people, and there will be violence. And on the 18th, don't be surprised if you see mass riots and Ben and Jerry's going, oh, gee, oh, golly, we had no idea.
Brought to you by Ben
Smash
and
that
Jerry's.
like button. Share the show with everyone you know. Become a member over at timcast.com.
Good stuff.
Thanks for hanging out, and
Thanks,
we will
Tim.
see you all in the next segment.
Thank
Go to
you, Timmy.
youtube.com.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim. So yeah, there you go. That's the real meat of it. So is that what they are talking about, moving the inauguration over the Ben and Jerry's People's March? I mean, come on, it's Ben and Jerry's, right? All right, yeah. Gaslighting, groupthink, recruiting. Oh yeah, that they're dirty people. And guess what? This is a I bumped the desk. This is another form of grooming, isn't it? It's political. It's ideological grooming, right? It's another form of grooming. And guess what? The people that are doing it, they got groomed first. Groomed people groom people. Groomed kids groom kids. That's how it works. Narcissistic abusers create new narcissists by abusing them, right? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's just like information-based mind control, right? You cast a wide net and you reel in the biters. You reel in the ones who bit. And the ones who really bit down hard will go off and do all the things on their own. You don't have to even tell them. That's what I'm saying. You know, there's no such thing as MKUltra anymore. There's just my information-based mind control. It's just a matter of time before the loose cannon snaps and fires. Right? It's mentality, it's experience, it's conditions, it's psychological, physical, present conditions, it's long-term conditions, all wrapped into one. It's this neat little ball. And there's so many of us here to choose from, right? And so many trapped over there in that establishment narrative, right? Which includes Marxist indoctrination, by the way, right? That it's easy, number-wise, for it to happen. It just does. That's why it's like, yeah, gaslighting, groupthink, recruitment. People start to do it naturally after generations of it. That's the point. That's the point. That's why it takes a generational effort to undo generational damage, right? You just can't snap your fingers and be like, guess what? Wokeness is done because someone had a bad day on TV, right? You can't just say that it's done because so-and-so got elected. It's all over. We can go back to sleep. Finally, right? No, it just happened again. Promise. We see it over and over again. Hell, we've had 2 world wars over it. Probably gonna have a third one someday over the same thing, the same root cause issue. That's why it takes a generational approach. That's why I'm to keep talking about it, right? Because I'm trying to get through to everybody else about this. I already know it because I've already spent all this time thinking about it over the last 2 decades. Right, trying to figure out what the root cause issue is. God gave me this brain. I'm a root cause analyst. You know, so I just keep questioning the void, drilling down until I get it. Right? Absorbing more information, more and more and more. Give me more. Right? I get on here to share it with you guys because I want to help you accelerate through the process, right? Don't have to take as long as I did. And I feel like it's my obligation to share it. So I mean, you can believe me or not, like it or don't. It's just the way it is. However, I think I make a pretty damn good case for it. And I have yet to run into anybody that says, no, you know, here's all the reasons why you're wrong. And those be actual factual reasons. I'm not saying I'm right about everything either. I got more to learn every day. I'm just saying that I want to walk to the truth with you. That's all. And so here's what I know. And you give me what you know. And we all bring our stuff to the table. And we try to get this thing worked out. And we could be people, the catalysts, just one group here, many groups other places around the world, and you know, wherever it is, that actually start to make the generational change, the generational shift that actually that for once and for real can stop the cycle. These are cycles. So we start to see it through that, and things like you just talked about. Oh, good night, Captain Kern. Good night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming out. But hey, you know, peace. Chicken grease, peace and chicken grease, man. Sleep well, feel better, and we will see you soon. All right. But yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yep. Yeah. That's why you have to teach your kids to recognize the manipulation versus truth. Yeah. And we should all kind of help, you know, it's not just that. It's like the ideological subvergence built into the system. You see your kids go out, and this is what happens on colleges, you know, the early breaking happens in public schools early on. And then the kids from public schools or kids in there, whatever, they break each other down, right? They demoralize, demoralization, the harm, the hurt, the abuse, the trauma, whatever. it's never going to be perfect. You got to learn through struggle. I'm not trying to say that all should be out of there, but we shouldn't be having to deal with Marxist ideologies, critical race bullshit, critical gender bullshit on top of what this is normal rites of passages, normal lessons we learn in life, like to get past, right, to become better, like to deal with, you know, toxic encounters with people, to deal with people who try to pull us down, and how we get over top of that, how we conquer that, become better, right? How we get up off the ground once we've fallen down to become something better than we were, how we rise from the ashes, right? It's hard enough, and then you have a systematic psychological warfare effort that's telling people that they're not good enough because of the way they look, because of how their skin color is, you know, or what God-given gender they were born, or something like that, you know, that they're supposed to be one way and another, and then you have all this backing for it, and you have all this support for it that shouldn't be there to begin with, you know. But what can be broken, the way you break that isn't necessarily by having to go head on at it. You have to arm the mind to resist it at a young age. And boy, they would hate this, man. They would hate it if kids were coming up in this next couple generations and were like, you know, oh, I see the fallacy in what you're talking about. That's not even a false premise, you idiot. You know, and they were just laying out these Marxist indoctrinators, groomers, whatever, whoever they were, by seeing through their lies up front. What could they do with that? And think about how smart they would be when they grew up. And that's not even the end of it. I talked all about social culture the other night. Go watch Unveiling Reality, the Abyss episode, the one I just did. Just did that one. I went into great detail about everything I just talked about. So if any of that interested you and you're new, go check out that last episode of Unveiling Reality, because we got to get back to this. What time we got here? Okay, 9 o'clock. Good. Okay. We got to get back to this because I got more to show you guys. Okay, that's it for that. We're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to see what happens, right? We're going to see what happens. But right now, I want to take you down this other road here. Let's have a little bit of fun first. Let's have a little bit of fun here before we get into some of these longer pieces here. I want to talk about Trump has the Mexican president going psychotic live. We'll bring in old Benny Johnson. He's a funny guy. And hold on. I gotta wait for YouTube to stop being crazy. All right, there we go. We'll do a little Benny here. We'll have a little fun with Benny. All right, we haven't had Benny on in a while because he just kept jumping the shark, and I couldn't have that. Don't do that. But this is fine, right? This is fine.
Solo queremos pedirle que...
What is this? Stop. What movie is this? I want to watch it. Does anybody know what this is? What are we looking at here? What are we looking at? Has anybody seen this before? And I bet evidently they're doing some kind of like, did someone make this? Is it like AI or something? I thought maybe they just did a little bit of fancy editing or something. Is this a real movie? All right. Well, we'll just pretend it is anyways. All right, let's go.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. There's a very specific brand of Trump tweet that is just so choice. It's the Donald Trump resetting the global order through social media tweet. Donald Trump showing what he's not going to do to Greenland. I promise not to do this to Greenland, a giant golden Trump tower in the middle of your rustic fishing village. Donald Trump's been sending these bangers as of late, showing all of Canada included in the map of the United States, and all of Canada covered by a flag of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, but he's missing something.
Let's go.
Little old Mexico. Oh, Mexico's feeling left out. So the feline, psychotic, very unhinged leader of Mexico, who's been making a real fool of herself, has decided she's going to do a flame war with President Trump. Now, this began when Donald Trump started to ask about the various tariffs that he might impose on Mexico if they don't stop sending drugs and criminal alien migrants, murderers, killers to our southern border. Mexican president warns Trump tariffs will kill jobs and she'll retaliate. What will you do exactly? It's like, we'll retaliate.
Uh-oh.
We'll
no
stop your margarita mix from
right. I was like, what are you gonna do? Oh no.
No more Coronas for you.
Oh no, not the Mexican beer.
This ain't gonna work. Ladies and gentlemen, she ratcheted up the attacks on President Trump.
We'll open the border
just this morning. Mexico's governor Sheinbaum has a full-on meltdown, complete with a PowerPoint presentation over Trump renaming the Gulf of Mexico. So this Mexican president, who literally only exists because of America, like America had already conquered Mexico. The Mexican-American War, America went and took over all of Mexico. American troops were stationed in Mexico City for years because of this.
Remember that
we
time
gave it back, much like we did to Greenland and to Canada.
Remember that time,
Revolutionary War, World War II.
Found out.
This is silly and dumb, something we shouldn't have done. But nonetheless, Mexico decides to insult their big brother up north by saying, we will call you Mexican America.
Mexican American.
I don't think that's going to work out great with
Obviamente, Golfo de México.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, do it. We'll think it's funny. We'll make shirts.
Reconocido el nombre por Naciones Unidas, un organismo de Naciones Unidas, pero el siguiente, ¿por qué no le llamamos América Mexicana? Se oye bonito, ¿no? ¿Verdad que sí? Desde 1607.
There's a problem with that. See, we're a first world nation, and are they second or third? I can't remember. I think, are they considered a second or a third? There's a little bit of a problem with that. She's new.
La Constitución de Apatzingán era de América Mexicana. Entonces, vamos a llamarle América Mexicana.
Yeah,
se oye bonito, ¿no?
I can't wait for Trump to hear this.
What they even got sign language people in Mexico? Seriously, is this like this? Now I know it's a UN conspiracy that these sign language people are everywhere. I mean, why is it that the UN thinks that deaf people cannot read closed captioning? Why do they think that they need to virtue signal by having a sign language person in the corner, right? Because what? They're saying that deaf people can't read. And I think that's very racist. And they need to knock it off and have some respect for deaf people everywhere, right? They have this thing. It's called modern technology. Call it closed captioning. You can turn it on right now. Look, I'm going to do it. Watch. I'm going to put them out of a job. There we go. And evidently my closed captioning is really hosed right now. But anyways, you know what? It just doesn't matter because they have closed captioning right there.
It's going to be the truth rampage.
Double closed captioning going on. Watch
to end
this.
all truth rampages. Their first, the two of these individuals' first meetings together is going to be
awesome. We'll be announcing at a future date pretty soon. We're going to
they got me on that
change because we do most of the work there and it's ours.
I don't use it.
We're going to be changing sort of the opposite of Biden, where he's closing everything up, essentially getting rid of $50 to $60 trillion worth of assets. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America. What a beautiful name.
I'm loving the flame war between these two. It's going to be very bad for Mexico. Mexico is pretty much just a narco state, not actually a real country. And it doesn't actually exist without America, right? The only economy that Mexico has is the American economy. There is no such thing as a Mexican economy. Mexico is full
Mexican.
This is gonna lose, and it's gonna be great. So I want her to keep pissing off Trump. Mexico's president wants the United States.
I keep thinking every time he says that, I think of Cheech and Chong's first movie, Up in Smoke. Hey man, we should write this song. I got a song, right? He goes, yeah, man, I got a version of that song too. You know. So that's why I keep saying that's the song. They are your neighbors. I like the way of say hello.
To be called Mexican America. Oh boy. Mexico's President Sheinbaum is having a breakdown over Trump renaming the Gulf of Mexico. We'll call you Mexican America, showing some old ass map. Yeah, I mean, that's the point. The point is that we don't have to use the old Spanish names. Like showing some old map doesn't make sense. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. The point is that America is the hegemony power here, and we can rename anything, and maybe we'll call you South Texas. Maybe that's the next thing that happens. We call her South Texas. And
South
we call these
Texas.
the northern colonies.
Take that.
Yeah.
Put that in your labels.
I don't think it's going to end well for her. President of Mexico, U.S. should be called Mexican America. Claudia Sheinbaum had no time for Trump's latest headline-grabbing plan to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. At her morning press conference, she fired back with her own jab. Why don't we call the United States Mexican America? It sounds nice, doesn't it? Well, you know what? Good luck with that. Please. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Judging by the mood that President Trump is in right now, bad timing. Let's see how it plays out for you. Mexican President Sheinbaum renames America.
All right, cool. I got it. Don't worry.
Mexican America.
I got it. I'm going to do it.
And then she told reporters displaying colonial era maps of the region from 1607. I don't think this is going to work out great for you.
This is not going to end the way you think it is.
It's gonna be pretty painful. When you like play a round with a really good poker player, you better not be bluffing. Right?
Better know when to hold.
Ladies and gentlemen,
know when to
Joe
fold
Rogan is now floating the idea
know when
that
to walk away.
Trump should take Mexico too. I say we let Mexico in too.
Douglas D.
This is, Joe Rogan posting. Trump saying he's going to take over Canada.
I don't trust Douglas.
Nope. Let's do also Mexico. So Joe Rogan is totally in favor of
this Castro. What's up?
Hey, man.
We're just in time. All right, Benny. Good job, dude. Good job, dude. Fill up the minutes you need to make sure the ads roll, right? You're all good, my friend. I have to say, though, we had to play this in honor of that segment. You inspired it, Benny. You've inspired it. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of the Gulf of America and Mexican America, I give you Mexican Americans.
Yeah, right there. Okay, let's try. Mexican Americans don't like to just get into gang fights. They like flowers and music and white girls named Debbie too. Mexican Americans are named Chata and Chela and Chema and have a son-in-law named Jeff. Mexican Americans don't like to get up early in the morning, but they have to, so they do it real slow. Mexican Americans love education, so they go to night school and they take Spanish and get a B. Yeah, leave that in. Mexican Americans love their nanas and their nonos and their ninas and their ninos. Nanu, nanu, nina, no, no. Mexican Americans don't like to go to the movies where the dude has to wear contact lenses to make.
Well, I get copyright claimed for playing this song. Please don't claim me.
And that's all I got. How do you like it?
Oh, that's good.
It's good,
it's
man.
like a protest tune, man.
Yeah, I dig that.
Protest tune.
But you know, while you were singing that, I wrote another tune. You know?
Oh, yeah?
Me too.
Yeah, it's like the same thing, only different. You know? Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
It's like a little more rock and roll than
all right,
that.
We'll get down.
It's something like this here. I gotta work a little more in the lyrics.
Yeah, that's heavy,
it's
man.
Kind of like, you know.
There you go. That's what that's what reminded me of the when they went through that. That's the only thing I could think of. And that's how you know I'm Gen X, right? Because as soon as something serious comes up, I divert to movies and television. And that's where I have to train my brain to get away from. But yeah, there you go. So maybe that's a meme. And maybe that gets out there. And I'm sure that's a copyright claim. Yep. Sure is. All right. Okay, so we got through Benny. Oh, what's next? What do you got here? Okay, we're doing really good on time tonight. I got a few more segments. 2040. Yeah, we're good. I didn't see this thing on Forbes about breaking news. Speaker Johnson and GOP leaders hammer Dems for insanity as Biden leaves office. This is a hodgepodge of bullshit. But I thought the any questions piece by Trump takes questions after questioning from Peter Ducey. Let's find out real quick what this deal is with this real estate guide, though. Let's do this. Because, yeah. I'm really curious. I don't know who the real estate guy is, but he's not happy about these fires.
Welcome back. At least 5 wildfires are burning across Los Angeles. 5 people are dead.
5.
More than 130,000 residents are under evacuation orders. My next guest's Malibu home on Carbon Beach was one of the homes in danger. Take a look at this video on your screen of that neighborhood. Joining me now is Cardone Capital and Cardone Training Technology CEO and private equity fund manager, real estate investor as well, Grant Cardone. Grant, good to see you.
Grant,
our
Grant
report goes out to you. What can you tell us? Has there been severe damage to your home?
Yeah, there's been severe damage. We were one of the last homes standing. That's right there on Carbon Beach, is some of the most prestigious beaches in the country. And for years, Maria, the government, the local government and the state government, with the help of the oppression of the Coastal Commission, has disallowed and prevented, because of regulations, development along that coast. And this has been a tinderbox for years. I've lived there 35 years in that area. And for years, I've said this is a tinderbox. It's waiting to go off. The night before the fires broke out, I stated in a public audience here in Miami that if the fires jumped the road, literally the entire beach front would be burned up. There's hundreds of billions of dollars of damage across California that could have been prevented if California actually had its priorities correct. Newsom should resign himself, or the California people should evict him from office immediately.
Tell me, what specific policies did he put in place that you say could have prevented this?
Well, there was the 2020 Don't Clean Up Shit Act. There was a 2021 Defund the Fire Department Act. There was the 2019, 18, 17, and 16 Don't Hire Whitey Act. There's so many that I can't even put my finger on which one it is. I would say it's just an ongoing condition of a shit rolling downhill. I think that's a good way to put it. I saw an article that a couple was charged $53,000 for cleaning up their yard. Yeah, don't clean up your damn yard in California. Let it burn. It's the only way the fire's going to get across the street, damn it. Shitagram Yelko still has good news about the wind dying down last night, and their area was able to keep fires at bay with minimal damage. Is that where Shitagram is? She's up there in the Palisades, living high on the hog. Is that? That's BS. They were charged. They charged that at Nacho Kitty. They were charged that. It is BS. They were charged that. $53,000. How much shit did they clean up? Good God, dude. Man. Oh man. All right. Let's see. Let's let this woman finish with her deeply interesting questions.
Well, number one, their priorities are screwed up. This is a corrupted government that depends on the federal government under emergency situations. They make more money in emergencies than they do by just budgeting, just planning out their budget. So number one, they should deforest. Okay. They don't want to because they don't want to displace rodents. Number two, the water issue, high pressure. If they're going to defend and say, we had plenty of water, we didn't have pressure. Well, if they didn't spend $12 billion on high-speed rails going to Vegas or basically nowhere, you would have that money to one, bury
Let
electrical
him have
and
it,
provide
champ.
pressure to all the
Get it.
hydrants.
Get it.
This is just, and it happens at our national level too.
We don't want to displace rodents, so we don't want to clean shit up, man. The rodents won't have any place to go. They'll be displaced. They might have to run deeper into the forest.
It's a mismanagement of priorities. The state of California for the last 25 years is more.
If we just get the priorities straight, it's just they don't know. They don't know. It's the priority. They were never taught proper prioritization. Is what it is. Like, if they would just learn to get the priorities straight, I'm sure it has nothing to do with greed or corruption or an intentional plan or any kind. I mean, it's just they just don't have their priorities straight. Well, I mean, but this dude right here seems like he's ready to go kick some butt. So get back on it, man. You're doing a good job. Hit it.
More interested in freak fringe groups agendas
than they are baby.
The population of California. And at some point, the people of
They
California,
sure
maybe
are.
this is going to be it, Maria, where the people of California finally have had enough.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
start voting conservative, common sense
You'd like to think so,
politicians
wouldn't
or
you?
business people into government to manage their budgets.
Well,
and
I
their
mean-
Yeah, but unfortunately, there seems to be fires out there every year and nothing changes. So you may want to consider it coming on by and talking about the generational tactics to help save your damn state. But I think you're getting there. I think you're getting better. It might be helpful. I'm kind of down with this whole Southern California thing. Like, just cut it in the middle, cut it off, because hey, Northern California is pretty cool, nice area. I used to go up there a long time ago, But you get up there, man, you get some pretty cool people, and that's where they grow all the weed, anyways. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to change people's minds because they really are brainwashed there. Even the high prices doesn't do it. The people living on the street doesn't do it. The shit on the street doesn't do it. I mean, like, what else? The mass influx of people that illegally from other countries. The crime doesn't do it. The shoplifting doesn't do it. Maybe the fires will do it. Maybe what you need is something like with fire. Maybe you need dragons. Dragons might do it. Maybe you need a combination of, maybe you hit them all at one time, like homeless people immigrants on fire, driving prices up. And I don't know. How do you get people in California to come to their damn senses? Maybe you should unrig the elections. I might do it. Maybe start by unrigging the elections out there, because there's no goddamn way Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters keeps getting elected fairly. Right? They recalled Gavin Newsom didn't they recall him and he still got elected? How does that work? I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they recalled the guy, mayor, I don't know who was the goddamn governor back then, some crackhead. And Schwarzenegger then recalled him and he got in. How does it work when you get recalled and you still make it back in? Doesn't work, man. Doesn't work. The urban California and state-run government is a septic sewer waiting for the right approach or real leaderships to fix it all, and that is wrong. That's what is wrong with the state. We have some Californians here tonight with us. We have Californians here tonight, and man, we pray for you guys. We want the best for you. Latin A in Cali is literally called Latin A in Cali. She was here. I don't know if she's still here. Andrea Dite's here. What's up, Andrea? How you doing? Good to see you. Hola, hola. And we have other friends that are out in California too. So we love you guys and we want the best for you. All right. So don't take my frank and direct truth about the state personally. All right. It's not directed at you. Halftime 14-7 Buckeyes. You know what a Buckeye is, right? All right. Good to see you, T-Rex. What's going on? Are you just getting a little stretch, getting a little fresh air? It's snowing here. I'm guessing you're at home because it's the weekend. Guess my man, AVG, don't ever sign up for their stuff. I mean, get the free virus scan, but don't sign up for the rest of the shit because they never leave you alone after that. And you can't use half the shit you want to when it's running. And throw banners up in front of you while you're screaming. So anyways, K. Marshall left California in 1993 and never looked back. That was the Great move. What part of California do you live in, Kay? It's really bad when you can't clean up your own. It really is. Not in the Palisades, but in Southern California. Southern California, yeah. LA County is poor forest management was a problem since 1996, says Heidi. No shit, man. These people, man. These people. All right. Let's let this guy finish kicking some ass here.
This is exactly what President Trump said yesterday. He's blasting Gavin Newsom for his handling of these apocalyptic wildfires. He wrote this on Truth Social. Newsom refused to sign the water restoration declaration put before him that would have allowed millions of gallons of water from excess rain and snow melt from the north to flow daily into many parts of California. He wanted to protect an essentially worthless fish called a smelt fish by giving it
smelt. Oh, the smelt. It smelts. It smelt bad now, man.
Less water. It didn't work, but didn't care about the people of California. Newsom's press office is denying the existence of any water restoration declaration document, though. They're claiming that it's pure fiction. Fox Business
Maria,
has
they
confirmed.
cut the budget this year. They cut the budget this year. In July of 2024, Gavin Newsom had a news conference bragging about that they were ready. This is July this past year, that they were ready. And number two, they cut the budget. They cut the budget to the fire department. You can't tell me that Elon Musk is attempting to go to Mars and we can't get pressure and water to a hydrant. We have
I put money on this guy's originally from Georgia. He sounds just like he's from a little bit of Sticks, Georgia there. Sticks, Georgia.
Plentiful water. We're on the Pacific. There's endless amounts of water right there available. And they cut the budgets on the fire department.
They dump it in the Pacific Ocean for a fish called the smelt nobody cares about. They don't clean up the brush so they don't displace the rodents.
It's not a new problem, by the way. They're going to try to make this out to be a climate warming agenda.
Yeah.
For 35 years, you have Santa Ana winds, low humidity, and fires in California.
Tell you what, man, the Santa Ana wind feels nice. It's a nice feeling. It's a nice warm breeze. It feels really good. I like the Santa Ana winds are very nice.
This was just mismanagement, a lack of priorities, the government trying to handle fringe group and support these weird agendas rather than the things that really concern the California people.
Well, I mean, look, Fox Business has confirmed that Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass and the majority of the LA City Council did cut more than $17 million from the
17 million life-saving dollars, you bastards.
The LA Fire Department in 2024 and the 25 budget. I mean, you just said it, Greg. Why would they cut the fire budget?
No, it's not like that. It's like they don't have wildfires every year.
They bring in $220 billion a year in revenue, and they spend less than $2 billion on the fire budget.
All right.
So you tell me why. Okay. If that's not where my intentions are, my agendas, my priority is not this. They will spend the entire revenue of the state of California will be spent on this one fire, but they're going to go tap the federal government. And all I could say is if I had a leader that was doing this in one of my companies, I would say he's either incompetent or he intentionally wants to hurt the state.
Unbelievable.
Either one are terrible. The incompetence is terrible. The intention to damage is terrible.
Yeah.
But this is why we left California as permanent residents over 13 years ago and moved to Florida, because the priorities are always incorrect. It's like the Coastal Commission stops any kind of development. Most oppressive group for regulation and development along the whole coastline from Cabo San Lucas all the way up to Seattle.
Yeah. Well, look, the LA fire chief warned the mayor apparently last month that the 17 million cuts would severely limit the
17 million cuts of death. I had more over this way last night or something. I got stars on my face tonight. I gotta fix this shit. All right. Let me see something. All right, we're gonna get on with this here. That's much better. I think that's nice. It's quite nice. I had too many stars on my face, you know. All right, so we're gonna move on. But this guy made a good goddamn dang point about these people and their crazy agenda. So we're gonna move on to the next one. Right, where we at? We're coming up on 2 hours. Thank you so much, Wolfram. You're awesome. You're awesome. Roscoe Treat. I'm a big fan of the original Lost Boys movies from California. Yeah, man. Me too. I was talking about that last night. The guy, if I lean back, it's gonna be there, isn't it? All right. I got green stars. It's just the way it goes when you're just an idea. God dang it. All right. Yeah. All right. I think it's just gonna be the way it is for now. I would like to move it back some. I don't know. I'll work on this shit later. But I'll still keep working on it now because that's the way I am. In case you didn't know. All right. Maybe that's better. It's hard to tell with this shot. When I get back here, it all starts to make sense, right? There we go. See? It's nice now. Okay. So, where am I? Big fan of Lost Boys movies. Yeah, Steve Forbes. Looks like the head vampire from that movie. I was pointing it out last night. I thought it was pretty spot on. Mexican Americans. I have not seen this yet. We're gonna react together in small screen mode, I think. Nick Sortor reported that the reserve was empty. He posted a video. Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is. They just dump it in the ocean. They dump it in the ocean. I was going to give Gavin Newsom more water than he ever could have done anything with. He wouldn't have known this. Wouldn't have been a problem if he'd just listened to me. I tried to be like his grandpa was there explaining things very nicely. And I know that impersonation isn't that great, but it's close enough, right? $17.5 million cut are redirected to illegal fund to fund illegal immigrant programs. And they also sent fire equipment to Ukraine. And they rented out 2 firefighting helos to Australia during the off season. Anything else? Any other good news, T-Rex? Any other good news? I saw someone yesterday that it was somewhere yesterday that it was $23 million in cuts that were redirected. All right. Heidi, she wanted it to cut 23 million, but they only were able to cut 17.5. Okay. Well, you guys work that out together. We're going to start this. We're going to go about to maybe just, we're going to go about 30 minutes. 30 more minutes, guys, and then we're going to call it a Friday night. Of course, this is the night that Wolfram's allowed to stay up late, but I just want you to remember to listen to the Wolf. He knows what he's talking about. Wherever you're at, whoever you are, whatever you think you know, just listen to the Wolf, right? It's okay. You'll make new friends. You'll go new places. You'll see new things. If you're on Rumble, X, or YouTube, please make sure you listen to that Wolf. The thumbs up works the same no matter where you're at, even if it's shaped like a heart, right? Okay, hang on 1 second. I'm having a little bit of background noise here. I apologize for. Yep. Where's this from last night? All right, hang on. Let's just play this. Go.
Heads up.
All right.
Well, Happy New Year, everyone.
Well, Happy New Year to you, darling.
On behalf of the House Republican
Aren't you just a
Conference,
little bucket
it is
of
my honor
fun?
to kick off the first leadership stakeout of this year. And
That's
we're
what you're calling it? It's called a
excited.
stakeout?
Republicans, Democrats have made the bed that they lie in, and they need to own their decisions every single day. Just recently, President Biden has been pardoning sex offenders,
Yep.
decreasing domestic energy, and
Yep.
and forgiving even more student loan debt as he
I'm okay with that.
leaves his post.
I'm okay with that. I mean, this whole thing about dude, forget the student loan debt. Dude, do they forget there's decades of people with student loans? That's the people that need to go back farther and give those people, because they're the ones who got ripped off, not the people that are in school now. It's the people from way back that got ripped off. I think forgive that student loan debt. I'm okay with it, because think about how much money they have blown on this bullshit gender studies crap and wars and everything else, right? Everything else. They've the tax, the money that they've blown so much fucking money, man. It's not even funny. But the people that have been working for decades and they've been taking their tax money and spending it are supposed to pay back their fucking student loan debts. Give it up. It should be them, not the little woke weirdos that are there now. They could pay their own way. They got gender studies degrees. All right. What about the Gen Xers, man? Gen Xers, millennials, maybe a few boomers. Yeah, you can pay those off. We've done paid ours. We've done paid for it, man. We've worked it off. We've worked it up. I don't give a shit about the damn student loans. IRS owns it anyways. Write it off. You print all this money. And then we're supposed to pay you back for some student loan bullshit that isn't even real money. That money never actually made it to the school. You know that, right? It's never actually real money. They just made profits off it. So now they just want us to pay it back. All right. Enough of that. I don't care about the student loan debts. Republicans drop it. In fact, if you guys want to be really cool, just forgive them all. Forgive them all. Let's get on. Hey, if we're going to make so much money and make America great again, we're going to do tariffs and not have then why do a lot of people got to pay those back? They came from a corrupt time, from a corrupt government where our tax money was not used the way it was supposed to. It was used to fund things we don't believe in, we don't agree with, we didn't agree to, right? And then, it's been used to fund things like, freaking zebra alerts, right? Where people die or other things that are real. So screw your student loans. You can stick them up your nose.
We need, as Republicans, to fight against this record of corruption and
But the rest of it, I agree with. The rest of it, I agree with completely. Sorry if that was loud. Yeah.
policies. Dems need to own this insanity. This is their mess, but we will clean it up. And fortunately, there is a better path forward. And it's a very stark contrast. But the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans is that our agenda is about opportunity.
Speed it up. There we
Prosperity,
go.
and
Now I'm
putting America
excited.
first, while their agenda is about control,
Good. Now you're excited
dependence,
about it, right?
and America last.
Okay,
We
so-
have an opportunity for a massive political realignment, and we are
That's right.
excited about that. We have a unified Republican government that
Yes.
wants to put America first again. We also won on building diverse coalitions, and I'm committed to doubling
Diverse
down
as in
on these
smart people,
efforts
not stupid
as
people.
conference chairwoman. We ran on a political platform that is about being accountable to the people. The Democrats alienated the working class, while the Republicans proved we want to be the party of the bigger tent. We want more investments in America. We want energy independence again.
That's right,
not an
baby.
increased
You get all
reliance on
excited
foreign
about it.
countries that hate us
That's right.
and hate what we stand for.
Let's get already
We wanna
even more
make our
excited
country
about it.
safer. Today, the House is expected to vote on the Lincoln Riley Act for people like Congressman Addison McDowell. The southern border is very personal, very personal. And he's going to speak. Unfortunately, he is perfectly equipped to talk about illegal immigration and why this matters in every community, not just the border states.
She's on
I'll turn it
fire
over to
now.
Congressman Addison McDowell for some remarks. Thank you.
All right. Addison McDowell. Let's have him come in here like a little bit slow.
When we were sworn in and I took my oath and became a member of the 119th Congress,
We'll give him
my
the same
entire family
treatment.
was here with me. Everyone except for my little brother Luke.
I'll know when to do this. I got good timing.
That was almost certainly manufactured in China and smuggled across our southern border.
God.
When I decided to run for Congress, I went and met with President Trump and I told him, "Sir, I'm ready to get off the sidelines and I'm ready to fight with your agenda to secure our border and protect our country. I'm ready to fight for families like mine who have had my mom and dad had to look a police officer in the eyes when he told them that their son was dead. Every day that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and the Democrats in Congress refuse to act, more people will die. That is why that was the number one issue for Americans across the country when we went to the ballot box. They looked at the president and the vice president, they said, y'all are fired. I'm looking forward to voting for the Lincoln Riley Act today because for families like hers and like mine, this is a needed step. To those of you that are watching, I lost my little brother, and I'm in Congress so that you don't have to lose yours. I'm excited to get to work. President Trump, we need you here. January 20th cannot come back.
Okay. I think this is awesome and all, but I think the other one's better. So we'll use our time wisely. And if you want to check this out, I will drop the link and give it a thumbs up. See? All right. It's all good. I'm going to share it. It's the least I can do. It's on Forbes. And if you want to see the rest of this, here is a link to the rest of this. All right, there you go. Save it for later. Bing. All right. Well, let's move on to our next one because I think the next one is a lot better.
So it's an honor to have the press. And, these are people that aren't timid, they're not afraid of the press.
All right, let's speak up a little bit.
We had a very beautiful day celebrating a very nice man, a good man, great humanitarian, Jimmy Carter, funeral.
It's a great humanitarian.
It's a beautiful service. They went very well.
Can you guys hear it?
Had some very good victories, as you probably heard. Go ahead. Any questions?
President Trump, just a few minutes ago, the Supreme Court
Now I
ruled
can.
they're not going to slow down the sentencing. It's on for tomorrow. Now what?
Well, they called
We all know what happened. It happened, but nothing happened.
for an appeal, and as you know, they acknowledged what the judge said about no penalty, and there's no penalty. But we're going to appeal
Acknowledge
anyways,
you.
psychologically, because frankly, it's a disgrace. It's a judge that shouldn't have been on the case. He's a highly conflicted judge, and and they called for an appeal. So I read it, and I thought it was a fair decision, actually. So I'll do my little thing tomorrow. They can have fun with their political opponent. As you know, I'm under a gag order from a judge. This is the first. This was an
Not
attack
anymore.
of a political opponent. And if you take a look at it, I'm not supposed to be talking about it, so I won't. I'm the first president and probably one of the first candidates in history that's under attack with a gag order, where I'm not allowed to speak about something. And they ought to find out what that's all about. And this is a long way from finished. And I respect the court's opinion. I think it was actually a very good opinion for us because you saw what they said. But they invited the appeal, and the appeal is on the bigger issue. So we'll see how it all works out. I think it's going to work out well. We beat Jack Smith. He's back, I hope, at The Hague, but I don't think he should be there either. He puts people in very bad positions, like giving people death penalties. I will tell you, Jack, he is a disgrace. We want all of those cases.
It's weird. I can hear this moaning. I can hear this like rumbling in the background. Good. Yes.
We won most of the other cases where they're limping along. We've had a lot of lawfare. These are all people that understand what's going on here very badly. This was an attack on the Republican Party. This was an attack on the Republican candidate who just won an election by record numbers, the highest number of Republican votes by far ever gotten. And we won all swing states, 7 swing states. We won the popular vote by millions of people. And that was the real vote. And I said it a long time ago, the real vote is that, and they tried to stop that from happening. They tried to stop this election from happening, or to bloody somebody up so badly they couldn't win. And the people got it. And again, we won by the largest number. Nobody's ever seen anything like that. It was conclusive. It was a massive, they say, the most consequential election in 129 years.
Okay. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Okay, we got that. And I'll give you guys that's a little taste of that. And here is the rest of it. So if you like listen to the rest of what he has to say, the governor's had to say, it's really good. And here is the rest. Ooh, I love it when that happens there. Of that. There we go. And there's the rest of that. And if you are over on Rumble, deepest apologies. Let's see. I'll just put this over there for you too. There we go. There's the first one. And there's the second one coming up for you right there. I think we pretty much just about done it for this evening. I can tell by the attendance that we have pretty much done it. So let's just talk for a minute. We have what we have coming up here. What in the world are you doing? You know, I have this great thing that I want to say for a special occasion here. But remember that awesome channel that we used to watch? We watched a lot of their stuff, like called Forgotten History. Forgotten History. They have this great new thing, The Deep State Exposed by Forgotten History. I'm going to pull that up and watch that with you guys and surprise you, right? I'm probably going to surprise you and watch that with you on Monday's kickoff show, as well as, let me just go ahead and show this. Let me show you some stuff that's coming up here in the list. And I was thinking I'm going to show you this report about UK covered up grooming gangs to protect leftist ideology. Tommy Robinson was right. Of course, Tommy Robinson was right, Tim. But we'll talk about that. The other one is Forgotten History, Deep State Exposed. I watched this. I think it's fun. I want you guys to watch it too. Forgotten History, they're awesome. They're a veteran group, good guys, good old boys, right? So anyways, that's coming up. That's coming up soon, just for you. All right. So I think that it's getting about that time. I had a good time hanging out with you guys on Friday. I know it's like you don't normally hang out with me on Fridays, so I want to give you. I know there's probably like something you do on a Friday night, and you're like, I'm here, I'm hanging out with Winning. He's he's got a special show on tonight, so I got to come by and hang out and all that. But now I really need to go do my other thing I do on Friday nights. So I understand. I don't want to go this long anyways, but I think right around this time is a good, nice, comfortable time just for a special pop-up Friday show. Don't you think? Yeah, me too. So we'll see what's going on out there. Is Valhalla? Is that how you say that? Valhalla? That fella? Bahella? The fella? Is he doing his Lego stream tonight? Because I feel like I'd like to redirect to that young man. I think I would like to do that. Let me see here what we got going on. Let's pop into this right there and go over to customizations. Yeah, there we go. Let me see here. We got Gary. I just went to Gary the other night. Isn't tonight Valhalla night? Isn't it Valhalla night? Is it all these people? Is he not doing something tonight? Oh, look, Angry Conservatives Live. We'll just do that. Yeah, we have to be subscribed to that channel in order to send to it. So I'm subscribed to Angry Conservative. Let's surprise Angry Conservative. And send it on over there. Because the Angry Conservative is a great supporter of the channel, and I do appreciate him. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming by tonight and hanging out with me. I will see you very soon tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern for Winning Saturday Night, where I will be featuring some good news, some really cool things. Really, the cool thing segment is worth showing up for tomorrow night. That's the second one we do. And funny stuff, probably. All right, it'll probably be kind of funny. Enya, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. I had to acknowledge you. I know. See, I was just saying that. I'm throwing people off, but make sure you guys all hit the like button on the way out the door. I'm sending you over to the Angry Conservative. Tell them I sent you. Blow them kisses and all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern for Winning Saturday Night. No matter where you are, what you're doing, come on by. We'll have a good time. All right. So until then, each and every one of you, take care. Have a beautiful weekend and stay based and keep on winning.
If you've lost faith in humanity, clap your hands. If you've lost faith in humanity, this is your villain origin story. If you've lost faith in humanity, clap your hands.
This is a friendship that